Hi, and welcome to another virtual water cooler. I'm running a little bit late. My apologies. And looking forward to having an interesting chat today. Been a bit crazy this last couple of weeks. This last week, actually, this time last week, we were talking about Hurricane Melissa. And while um, it's left the news cycles now. Um, there's a whole another set of news coming out of Jamaica. I think the last time I checked, the death toll is up to um, 28, I think, but that was earlier this week. So as the as the cleanup and all of the um, other repairs and things go on, it's bound to climb. Um, and it took me best part of a week to just hear back from my mum, those that have reached out to me and um, sort of expressed concern and just checking in. She's fine. She had some minor damage around the house, um, but nothing major, nothing irreparable. And was able to get word from her through some family members that were able to sort of get on, get a voice message on a phone, and then find some part of the island where they can actually get a signal. There's a lot of infrastructure still out of, still not um, set up or in place, and that's really going to be hampering all of uh, the aid, the support, the rebuilding. Is a lot of that is tied to making sure people um, can get access to clean water, food, some shelter, um, and just things that they can start rebuilding. It's tough. It's really tough, but prayers continue to go out uh, to Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean that were hit by Melissa. Um, but it kind of hits home when it's your family members losing property and things that they spent a lot of time and care um, acquiring and building and have it literally taken away from them in 24 hours. And um, my stepmother described it as hell on earth, and that's got to be it's going to be daunting. I've I've experienced earthquakes, um, some sizable ones actually in California, but nothing that sustained damage to that degree. But just goes to show that uh, the world is the world is what it is. It's it's uh, it, it's a place that we it's a vehicle that we go around the universe on, um, and we can't always take things for granted. So take care of your loved ones, tell them how much you care, and stay connected. But I'm hoping to get some guests on today. If not, I will cut this short. I've had a very hectic week, um, and just looking forward to some sort of coaching and business activities that are taking place later this week. So that's exciting. Um, the update on the 12-week cohort that was started in September, we're halfway through, which is bizarre. It's week coming up to this is week 6, which is like June, if you like. So we're midway through the 12-week year, if you like. Um, and it's been very insightful. We talked we talked this week in our cohort about aspects of the gap and the gain. When you're halfway through something, on a journey, for example, as you've gone as far as you've got left to travel, if you like. So if you are swimming across a river and you're halfway through, you might as well continue to get to the other side, because going back is just as much work as continuing on. And um, sometimes that's encouraging. Other times that's just sort of that's daunting. I've run marathons and half marathons, and when you hit that wall, you got to keep going. There's sort of no turning back. Why stop now, type thing. So it's kind of interesting to look at things from the aspect of the gap, uh, in terms of what lies ahead, and measuring from the point you're at to the goal you're achieving, and also the gain, which is measuring from where you're at, compared to where you started. And both of those, I think, are very encouraging. Together, they are more encouraging than either one of them. It feels like a bit of a stick and a carrot um, if you take one of them in isolation, but combined, it's very encouraging. Um, so as we take sort of journeys through careers, through life, through goals, achievements, it's always useful to look at the the gains from where you started, um, as well as sort of looking at the gap in terms of where you're headed, um, and always find a way to celebrate, which is very underrated in my estimation. So let me clear my throat again. One second. Um, and I hope I get some. I hope I get some US folks joining me here, because I would like to get a sense as to the impact of the mayoral race in New York. I've got one of my besties out there, and I'll be catching up with them later today, just to get a sense as to um, what it meant to have the first uh, South Asian um, Muslim mayor for New York. Um, and it's interesting just in terms of what that means, and how that bodes well for New York. Um, Personally, without being, well, I guess, small p political, I think it's a good thing. I think I think representing um, the people, running on a platform that represents the people that you want to serve, um, is usually going to be um, better for the majority than sort of, um, if you like, pandering to the minority, the exclusive folks that have um, fewer people with more power. So it's a very interesting race that Mamdani ran with regards to um, uh, getting the the mayor position, and I think it's going to be good. So all that, I'm talking to myself right now, so I'm not. I don't want to say any more than that without having a discussion with some other folks. But if you're around and you see this has gone live, I will just check that I've actually gone live, because sometimes the platform doesn't always let you know that you are going live in spaces. Um, and it looks like, um, uh, it looks like I'm there. So yeah, if you're around, if you get the notification, come join me. Come say hi. Like I said, those are a couple of things at the top of mind for me. Um, uh, Very exciting times with the cohort. It's going well. The the practice and the accountability is actionable. Accountability, intensive, is really going well in terms of just ensuring that we get together. We hold each other in a space that is safe, productive, transparent, and really helping us move closer to our outcomes and our goals. So that's really good. I guess the next I should be looking at, the next cohort will be after Christmas. Um, I'll be in Jamaica for Christmas, and excited for that. Just pray that we can. Um, it'd be good just to catch up with people post hurricane. I'm sure there's going to be still lots of impact, um, and just hope logistically and infrastructure wise that it's things that are sort of back in place where people can travel and somewhat move around the island. Um, I saw images of Black River, which is towards the south west side of the island where Melissa first touched ground. Um, was just it was flattened. It was crazy, um, and that whole ecosystem, the the um, the brackish, I forgot what they call it, that brackish water where you've got an inlet that meets the ocean. The phrase escapes me, but it's a beautiful part of the island. Actually, we did a boat tour through that area. Alligators, oh sorry, crocodiles. Um, there's crocodile sanctuary there, and I'm not sure where they are now. They could have either got washed out or the flood water. I think there was even some stories about crocodiles uh, being in some of the flood water, um, which yeah, I guess it would that would be the case. So just crazy times. Um, so what else will I talk about on my own here? Um, yeah, as I said, the Gap of the Gain was that's title of Benjamin Hardy his book that really just spoke to that sort of that mindset and where we focus, looking at where we've got left to go versus how far we've come, and that's really a really key thing. I don't have the physical book; I have that on audio, and I really enjoyed that sort of approach because, like I said, it's carrot and stick, not either or, and definitely it definitely helps. With regards to um, just things around the coaching space, um, I think it really helps in terms of setting up the the correct mindset for um, identifying and aligning with and creating sort of impetus for goal achievement. Um, and that's really where for me, that's where the book shone in terms of highlighting that. Um, there's quite a few other books in the space that Ben Hardy did with. Trying to think who the other author was. Um, Gap in the Gain, Gap in the Gain, um, and it is Dan Sullivan. That's the guy. Yeah. Um, Ben Hardy's the sort of the author, and Dan Sullivan's kind of the coach. Hope they don't mind me saying that, but yeah, it's there's a few other books in their sort of their armory, their library, which I've picked up as well. The other one is sort of listed behind me on my sheet there, so I'm looking over my wrong shoulder. Listed up there, the Who Not How. It's on my wall. Who Not How, which is another great book. Um, Sometimes we think about we think about resources in one way and only one way in terms of we have to do it. And the Who Not How talks a lot about um, leveraging leveraging the resources around you in terms of people. Um, Sometimes asking the who can do something rather than how to do something can really kind of open up doors for you to be a service to someone and them to be a service to you. and it actually speaks to something that my one of my coaches, Jeremy Pope, shared with regards to um, hi- his very smart wife, Shanielle, talking about asking asking for provision rather than for money. We try and think of resources in terms of time and money, which are the biggest ones. But there's many times that um, God will provide in a way that is a provision that is other than time and money, and that comes into people, situations. Um, we call it, doors opening, um, opportunities presenting themselves, which are so much um, more fruitful and more in alignment with what we want than just simply saying, "Oh, I wish I had more time or money. Wish I had more X to do Y." And sometimes we get caught up in what that X is, um, and being open to look for provision of um, resources in much more wider spaces. So think about who rather than just how. Um, think about where and when, and why. And sometimes if we're not given something, it may not be a no, it may just be a not yet. Um, but again, all those things come back to just where we see ourselves, and where we uh, where we look to for our help. Um, and again, this comes full circle to talking about Jamaica, because they are in need. They're going to need resources, and it's not just just a matter of sending money to a space, but also looking for how we can support in prayer, support in awareness, um, keeping the plight of the Caribbean front and center, so that people don't become jaded, people don't become sort of cynical um, around sort of those needs. So that's very important. Um, I am going to. What am I going to do? I'm going to hang on for it's 10 minutes to the top of the hour here. I will run for another 10 minutes, just waxing lyrical. I know the time zones have kind of thrown me off, because I start an hour earlier to maintain the same 11:30 Eastern time, and I guess the clocks are going back, yeah, they fall back in the fall. I guess next week, I think, and then that will put us right now where um, oh, your clock's already gone back. I've got New York. I've got Eastern time as 5 hours. It should be four. Um, I might be sitting here because my regular folks have not uh, uh, have thought that I've jumped on an hour earlier. Let me just check. Bizarre. And some places don't change their clocks, and other places do. And it looks like Steve's gone live an hour earlier than he did last week. Um, uh, uh, Daylight savings. Uh, uh, when did the clocks change? That's here. Uh, daylight saving times in the USA. Um, um, 26 November. Oh, they changed last week. Okay, I missed that completely. We're just a week away from each other instead of two, which means that I am sitting here an hour earlier than I usually do, which is bizarre. Um, well, that's good. Um, I will move this back to. I'll move this back to 4:30 UK time, uh, and that will then put me back online with. Uh, uh, there we go. Yeah, Barrington just pinged on. Oh, let me send Barrington. I'll send you a link here on LinkedIn. I didn't do a post on the site today, which is not like me. But see if you can get that. This is the link. It's the same link as every week, actually. Um, so let me see if you get that. Um, and I will send it to you direct. I think he's messaged me directly. Barrington. I'll send you a link here. Oh, my page has really gone weird. Message. And yeah, uh, here's the link. Okay. Send a message to you as well, Barrington. See if you're around. Okay, post it. Let's have a look. So that'd be good. Let's see if anyone's on Facebook. You're catching me on Facebook here. Drop me a. It's a bit more weird. It's a bit weirder for me to find to connect with the Facebook page, but I'll just open it up here. See what's going on. Oh, Mr. Whiskey is on a cruise. So those, I am looking forward to his um his comedies his comedy sketch. Uh, so it's got 3 minutes. It's got a 3 minute comedy spot on this cruise. I've just gone to Facebook and I see uh, uh, a post for him there. So I will definitely respond to that. If you're watching this, Mr. Whiskey, God bless you. I hope it's going well and you're having fun and you haven't found a Melissa to sweep you off your feet. So, yeah, there you go. I'll leave it at that. um, Barrington, let me know if you got through on the link uh, that I sent, and and come say hi if you got a minute. Also, I want to find out if you got. I think yeah, if you got folks in Jamaica, and if you've heard anything as well. Um, so yeah, it's strange. It's strange having this. Usually, the water cooler, people are listening in or checking in on, um, eavesdropping on conversations. It's not often that I'm here on my own, but it's okay. It's one of those muscles that you grow by just sort of turning on your camera, your microphone, and pressing live, and it's okay. Um, I I carve out the time, and I appreciate just those that come in and are able to join, and those that want to listen in. And like I said, I think I did. It's early for the US. My US folks, with the time change that happened, they changed back November 1st. So, or yeah, the first to the second. So they're 5 hours again away from us. Jamaica doesn't change their time zone, which is good. I think it's just they're close enough to the equator to not worry about it. So I think that's kind of cool, and it's an interesting reason. I don't know why we still keep time zones. Sorry, not time zones. Daylight savings in the realm of, I guess, farmers work with more natural light. So maybe it's the agricultural history legacy, but I spend most of my time under natural light anyway, so I sometimes can't tell day from night. So daylight savings doesn't really do much for me. So um, so Barrington, if you're there, just give me a shout. Let me know that you got this. Got the link. Okay, cool. Um, see if you're able to jump in. We'll have a chat with my fellow fellow Brit, and I probably will. I might just stick around just a little bit longer to see if those expecting the regular time and then notice that I've been on for an hour. um, that would be cool, but I won't stay too late. Um, let's have a look there. What else? I'd like to. Uh, I'd like to find. Yeah, there's a couple of things. Like I mentioned the mayoral race in the states, um, and I'd like to definitely find out from people in my network, people in that space, just what it meant. N- Not from I don't want to go follow people's comments and threads because that's too easy. It's too easy to be anonymous and be incendiary and have sound bites without entertaining the discussion. But it would be it'd be useful to kind of um, talk to folks and determine what they think the this means. It's definitely a pivotal point in I guess statewide governmental politics, and it may have sort of ramifications across sort of the national political landscape. But yeah, I guess the same. Not the same. Is it the same as when Obama became president? Um, that became a sort of a major shift in the perception of the American presidency, um, whether it's whether it's from a political, a big P political standpoint, or whether it's from um, the fact that it was the first African American, the black man in the White House. So um, yeah, it's very interesting when you're breaking the mold and doing things for the first time, uh, and what that opens up in terms of possibility. So I think it's an exciting time, personally. So I just been checking. I was going to try and come on, but you know, the time's at 10:30. I didn't. I this is. I've got Carla. Um, okay, it's not available. So thank you, Carla. Yeah, it was on me. Um, and I'm going to leave a voice message and you can hear me say it. Hey, Carla, it's Steve, and I'm sorry that I messed up the times. I forgot that your clocks had changed as well. So if you're traveling, safe travels. And I'm actually recording this message to you while I'm still on the live. I jumped in early and I'll probably leave early, but we'll definitely catch up next week. All right. All the best. Stay safe. So yeah, okay, that's cool. I will, yeah, in the light of me messing up the times and not being aware of the North America time shift, I will uh, cut this a little bit short. Uh, Barrington, if you're still around, give me a shout. Let me know if you want to come on. Um, actually, I'll message you and see if you wanna jump in and we can have a little chat. Uh, let's see. Um, and then see if that's. Mm, all right. So got your message there. Cool. I don't know if you're able to get in there. Oh, so many screens. I know how people do this with all these tabs. I see these YouTubers that I guess they have production people switching their screens and you know talking their stuff and then watching threads and it's a lot of multitasking that I can't always do. Barrington, hey buddy.
There's no you okay?
Yep.
I've got no hold on.
Can you hear me?
I've got no microphone.
I can hear you. You're coming across okay.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Uh, you can't hear me. Oh dear. Um, that's not a good sign. If I've been talking all this time and no one can hear me. Uh, uh, were did you hear me
Can't
before from the
hear you.
screen? Oh,
No sound.
no sound. Okay. Check your check the settings. The settings. Oh, you can't see what I'm talking about. Let me I can message you in the chat here. So
And
uh, I can for speaker. Uh, um, let's see if that helps. I can, yeah, I can. Okay, you've just done that. But let me just double check that I
It
have
worked
got.
before.
Yeah, my audio is default Manacaster. I'm getting bars on mine. Let's have a look here on the side. Uh,
Right.
can you can you talk? Talk. Let me hear.
I still can't hear you.
Okay. Oh, okay. I can hear you. I can hear you, but you can't hear me. That's bizarre. Then
Hang on.
he's dropped off. Let's see if he comes back in, he might be able to do it. Um, sometimes I was going to ask if he can hear me, if he can hear me through the feed.
Hello?
Is that better? Hello? I can, I can hear you, but you can't. You still can't hear me. Um, me. Let me just check that. Um, Facebook that live is actually going out. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to put this down to a technical faux pas.
Oh,
Hello,
we get,
I can hear
get some
you.
phone.
Oh, you're trying your phone. Da-da, bup, 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 bup. Um, my mic levels look okay. Uh, let's have a listen here. Uh, let's have a okay. 1 second.
Can't hear. Can't hear a thing.
Uh, uh,
It's nothing.
okay, 1 second. Um, oh, okay, then oh I'll have to. Let's have a look. Yeah, my screen is taking a while here to refresh.
Mm.
Oh, all right. Let's let me. Oh, come on, come on. Oh my goodness. 1 second. Why
Hello.
have I got full screen and I can't get out of it? Hello, 1 second. Oh,
I can hear you now. It's dead low.
uh, oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, your volume is really.
Yeah.
I've put the headphones in. I can hear you, but before I couldn't.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it? I don't know. Can I? Is it louder now?
It's
Is it
really
louder
low.
now?
It's low. I
Oh,
can hear you,
okay.
but it's low.
Okay. I'm not sure what's going on there. Alrighty. How are you, Barrington?
In the wars. I'm in the wars. It's not
Okay.
good.
Oh
I'm off
wow.
work. I'm off work sick because I've got trapped nerves in my neck.
Oh yes, you were struggling. You were suffering with that last time, right?
Yeah, so I've been to the chiropractor, I've been to the colonic irrigation, I've had
Yeah.
massage. It's long. So I'm off work, go back on Monday, and just lots of little different things going on, but
Yeah.
it's how I perceive those things and how I'm
Right.
dealing with them things. And
Right.
I don't think I'm dealing with I don't f- well that's what I don't know. I've got my practices and I do them. I do my yoga, I do my meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I've stopped journaling, but I've replaced the journaling with the physical things like going for the chiropractor and whatever else because the stuff's in my
Right.
body. But there's just, I don't know, you know, when you're in one of them spaces where things have been left behind, but you're transitioning to something else, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all up, it feels like it's all up in the air, and I think I'm just distracting myself from what
Oh,
is like. I've just got a new job, so I'll be starting that
okay.
soon. Um,
Gotcha.
I got my first bit of pension.
Ah, that's always a nice thing. There you go.
It's nice, but it's that it's like rah, a
Uh,
pension, you know.
yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Um, and like just yeah, I know I'm not living life how I would like to. I know
Right,
that for much. I know that
right,
much for a fact. So
right.
I have to switch that up and fix it up. But this part
Mm-hmm.
of me that's like, you know, when you're just tired of tired of
Mm-hmm.
how I've lived. You know, like you get to that. Oh, I listened to this podcast yesterday about why black men are angry.
Ah,
And the guy was saying it. Have you seen it?
no, I haven't. I haven't. I might have
I'll
to watch
send it
that.
you. I'll send it you because it was really interesting. Um, and in it, they were saying about it's easier to hide behind the anger because
Yeah,
it's safe
yeah.
and people can deal with that because they'll either engage with you or they won't.
Mm,
Whereas if you start sharing, this is how I feel, this is why I feel this is then
mm-hmm.
people get scared because they literally don't know how to listen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I think I think there's an element that says that you can lean into the representation that people will have of you if if you're if you show if you show up as onerous or angry or miserable, you lean into that not identity, but it's your it's your reputation, the reputation that you have. I always shop. People see me and they go, "Oh, Steve, you're always smiling. You're such a happy guy." And that's not always me. I don't always represent that way. I don't always present that way,
Mm,
you know? And in certain circles, I don't necessarily want to show up happy if it's not how I feel.
mm,
I don't want to show up because people expect me to be happy. I want to be
yeah,
show up happy because I'm happy. Not
yeah,
because people. And so I think sometimes we get this thing with anger. If anger served you by keeping people away, people that annoy you away, for example, then you will lean into that, and that becomes your barrier, you know,
mm.
um, for other
I'm
things.
neurodivergent. I'm
Hmm.
autistic.
Right.
So I've recognized I'm undiagnosed, but I know that I am.
Okay.
I've recognized it's like managing the interactions in a way which feels safe.
Hmm.
So I might over explain or overshare or whatever.
Mm.
And like my facial expressions or body language, people always, oh, you're always dead serious. But I don't feel like that.
Mm.
Just because my face is a certain way doesn't mean to say that I look that way or I
Right.
feel, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's that, and it's always this misunderstanding, and it's painful, it's hurtful, because people assume how they experience me based on how they choose to see me,
Mm.
without asking me
Right.
about me, and
Yeah.
then tell me about me. And I'm thinking, yeah, what you chatting about? That's not where it's at. But they'll dismiss what I'm saying to them about me because they have
Their
their own
impression.
perception,
Yeah.
and they're working off that. And I'm tired. I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people seeing me in that way, or people treating me. Whereas now I just think, you know what? I know there's no one else here. Fuck it, I can't be asked. I really can't. If you like, I was chatting to somebody online, and all of a sudden I got this mad message on WhatsApp from somebody. Who are you? Where did you get my phone number? What do you want to speak to me for? Because I don't know you. I didn't give you my number. Go away.
Mm.
So the text back, duh, duh, duh. So I phoned. I says, yo, listen to me. I don't know who you are, where you come from. How did you get mine? Oh, your number was on my phone. How did my number get on my phone when I've never ever
Called you.
met you in my life?
Mm.
I'm in England and you're in Ghana. So how did you get my number? Listen to me. I'm gonna report you if you're involved in any shit. If I have to come, I said, and I'm like this, if I have to take my money and fly from England to Ghana and find you, it's gonna get messy.
Oh, it didn't need to, but that,
No, but that's where I'm at now.
right.
I haven't got the tolerance or the patience to
Yeah.
deal with stupidness.
Yeah.
I'm 60 now. What the hell?
Yeah.
I've lived more life than I've got coming.
Yeah.
I don't want grief and hassle and distress. And whatever I've created in my life, that's on me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have to undo those things. But then if people are coming into my life, I have a right to assert this is how you treat me. And if you can't do that,
Yeah.
do one, because I'm not
Yeah.
interested. I don't have that time.
Yeah, yeah, it's it's agency, right? It's
Yeah.
agency. Yeah, like I said, when and you don't have to be up in age to have agency. I mean, I was talking by myself before you joined about the gap and the gain. And sometimes you don't know how long your journey is. So you don't know how much gap you have left versus how much gain you've acquired,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not saying this just because we are older gentlemen that we are entitled to anything, because um we don't know how much is left in front of us and what's left in front of us versus how much we've gone through.
Mm,
And someone said to me once that um y- it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change your childhood. And
mm,
that's a loaded statement, especially if you've got a history of um, challenges or trauma in your past, to think about how you would look at that time. And I'm not making light of people's upbringing being difficult. I'm not just saying
mm,
just don't think about it or just wash over it. And at the same time, that statement is very powerful because it it means in my moment. I mean, I think you mentioned this about being mindful, right?
yeah.
In your moment, that's all you have.
Mm,
And in that moment I can choose. and and if in that moment I choose a positive outlook on my potential future, or if I choose a more, I don't want to say nostalgic, but a different perspective on my past if I look for my lessons rather than see everything through the pain.
Mm,
Um, no matter how idyllic your past is, you can find pain, and no matter how traumatic your past is, you can find purpose. If not, I'm not saying you can find pleasure from that, but you can certainly find purpose from it,
mm,
and that will serve you in the present. Um, so, you know, that statement about never being too late to change your childhood, I think has some weight to it, has some value to it. And again, it's not I'm not throwing out a sound bite to make everybody feel good. It's something that you would find yourself in good circles to talk about.
it's an interesting one because it's like if I look at my childhood and my parents, both professionals, whatever,
Mm,
our generation of parents, they didn't talk, they didn't have that emotional, so they didn't have emotional support, and they
mm,
couldn't give us that necessary emotional support that we needed. So we're carrying stuff. So we've just acknowledged and accepted, right?
mm-hmm,
This is how you function. Later on in life, stuff happens, right? You realize, bloody hell, I didn't get this, and this.
mm-hmm,
And because I started off my career as a scientist,
mm,
which is very different. I didn't think about people and people skills. I got
mm,
through
mm-hmm,
and how we communed with one another. We got our meaning through the music
mm-hmm,
emotionally. The music spoke to us, so we understood. I hear certain tunes, it resonates, it
yeah,
helps me to feel what I'm feeling and understand it. Whereas now everything's, let's talk about this, let's talk about that, let's talk about this. And you can talk, but then because I switched to working with people and I've got counseling certificate, I've done
yeah,
brief therapy, I'm done social work. So it's understanding the people skills and the listening and the empathy.
mm-hmm,
And then I find out, right, so I'm neurodivergent. So that's a whole different, another layer
mm-hmm,
in understanding. And I have a guru in the Hindu tradition. So she showed me and shared with me and given me insights about how to deal with all this trauma and whatever else. And
mm-hmm,
hence, the yoga and the meditation,
cool,
mindfulness, and all these different things. But on a day-to-day level, I can set myself up right. I've done my practice, done my chanting, I've done this, I've done that, I've done the other. But I might come across somebody who says something, it might sound innocuous,
mm-hmm,
but it's pricked something. Ooh, why am I like me and my best friend blazing argument about something? And
mm-hmm,
how it started, it was something innocuous. He asked me for my company accounts, but because he's a private limited company, he needs full accounts. And I'm saying, well, I'm not a private limited company. I'm a
mm,
company limited by guarantee. So what I can share to the regulatory people
yeah,
are abridged accounts. These are the full abridged accounts. I sent them to him. We ended up arguing, and it's innocuous. But where it went is mad. It it's just like, wow, is do you know what I mean? And we was
yeah,
going at it, going at it until it got to the place where I had to think, this ain't safe for me. It's
mm-hmm,
not safe. I don't like. I've got a quiet home.
yeah,
Very few people visit, but the ones that do, I invite them, and they know it's cool and
yeah,
it's just chilled. And that's because I spent years outside of normal life living with the guru. So it's
mm,
like I know what peace feels like.
yeah,
So I've created that in my house. So this man's come and In the end, I know it's mad, but I had to phone the police. Yo, come out of my house, man. Come
Oh,
out.
wow.
So then it got into this. Yo, you're an informer. Black folks don't do that to one another. Yeah, you're like a white man. Rare, rare, rare. This, that. And you're like, Ras, is that where you're going? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. This is interesting on the recording here because this is very
It's real.
yeah, it's real. I don't I don't want any. We'll keep the people anonymous
No, I'm not
for
mentioning any
yeah,
names or anything.
just
But
for
I'm just
just for
saying that,
courtesy. But
yeah. But the
but
scenario, I'm like,
yes, yeah,
wow, is
yeah.
that where you've gone?
Yeah, there's a couple of things you've said there, which I'm gonna pull the perspective back from the issue to something grander in or not from a larger perspective. One is you said a couple of big things. Recognizing peace. A lot of times people don't recognize where they feel peace.
Yeah,
Like you said, you create a peace in your home. You've been informed through your guru in terms of what it feels like through practices and through activities,
yeah,
what it's like to feel peace. I, Me personally, my refuge is music. I mean, I perform, I play an
mm,
instrument, so for me, that tends to be one of my escapes. Sometimes it's just for me, and other
yeah,
times it's the people that it invites in my space,
yeah,
and then I'm going, yes, I feel at home.
yeah.
I can
I
be
get,
me, they can be them, and
yeah,
together it's something we're jamming, something special is happening,
yeah.
but people
But
have to recognize that. And
that
also,
feels like a contradiction to most people. Literally, that
mm,
feels like when we was younger, we'd go out to the club and you'd listen to McFadden and Whitehead say, yeah,
come on, but
everybody knows that tune, but
ain't no
everybody knows
stopping.
everybody knows what it actually means for them
Mm,
in their life.
yeah,
So
yeah, where you were.
you don't have to say anything. You know when the tune comes and everyone starts singing,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, yeah.
it's that. So my understanding now has been the things what you're saying is, yeah, right, where do I feel safe? How do I feel safe? Can I
Mm,
create environments where I feel safe? Being neurodivergent,
mm,
and because of the way we were brought up, you do become hyper vigilant. So you
mm,
know when things are not right and whatever. And black folks, we're always talking about vibes and
yes,
energy and
yeah,
rare, rare, rare.
yeah.
But we don't truly understand what that actually means. What we do is we utilize our vibes to discern and judge
Mm,
them vibes no good. I mean, I like them.
mm,
You don't know what's thingy and you don't know what they're teaching you. These are the things I've learned.
mm,
Everything is always a reflection. Life, life is like one big mirror, and your energy and your vibes and your thoughts and your feeling, they create that environment. So you're in a world where everything's mad. Social media, da da da. So you've got to create your little space.
yeah. You got to carve it out.
You got to carve it out,
Yeah.
and whether that's your home, your practices. But even with the home and your practices, it's what does that? How does it maintain itself? Because
Mm,
you're the contributor to it that helps it to maintain.
yeah.
Whereas people are just going on, all right, I smoke cigarettes, but I know I smoke cigarettes in my house. I'm not going to go to somebody else's house and start lighting
Line
up.
up. Mm,
I would ask permission if that's the case, or I would say, right, I'm going outside to have a cigarette
hmm.
because it's that respect. I don't know what the rules are in
Yeah.
that person's, and it's that awareness
Yeah.
that what creates that peace for that person, and the only way you know is to ask.
Yeah.
Where people don't ask, they
Yes.
assume I'm in
Yeah.
your house, I'm your
Mm,
friend, and I can act like I want to act. No, you can't.
yeah.
These rules, bro. These
Yeah.
rules, and whether they're unspoken or spoken,
They're
9 times out of 10 they're unspoken.
Yeah.
But where we are now, we have to say what we have to say.
Yeah.
These are my rules. I like peace. I like quiet. Yeah, do your thing. I'm not going to interfere, but yo, just respect the space, acknowledge and respect the quietness.
Yeah.
And if it's going off, I'm going to put a stop to it because this is my gaff. It's not your gaff, it's my gaff. You get me?
And your gaff and your gaff could be it could be literally your gaff and it could be metaphorically your
It's
gaff.
both. It's
Yes.
both, though.
Yeah.
It's me, but
Yeah.
this is my space.
Yes.
And I've created this space for me. So who comes in, they will feel that space
Mm.
practically and metaphorically.
Yeah.
And if they can't respect that, you know what? Do one, bro,
Yeah.
because there's a thing about, I don't even know, reciprocity.
Hmm.
Yeah. And all right, stuff might be going on for me, but I still have the respect enough for other people to be mindful or aware of what's going on. And I suppose being
Yeah.
autistic, you pick up that stuff, you see things, you feel things,
Yeah.
you make, not that you're making judgments, but you're assessing
Yeah.
what's this, what's that, where's that going, and that's like forever on.
Yeah. Yeah. You're always on. Always on.
Yeah,
It is. That's. I mean, it's an interesting path. In terms of this discussion because it's so it speaks to even this platform. It speaks to just this conversation. uh, we could have this conversation and I could shut the stream down and we could still have this conversation.
yeah,
We're having this I mean we're having this conversation in the context of a live chat. I mean, we don't catch up usually outside of this
yeah, yeah,
sort of
yeah, yeah,
format, and that's okay. I almost want I almost want people to be able to eavesdrop on conversations that they don't have to be a part of, but can feel a sort of a kindred connection to.
yeah.
Right? You started by saying, black men are perceived as angry, and sometimes we can easily buy into that narrative, even if we're not angry.
But we
You
are
know,
though.
that's a belief. I mean, that's a statement
No, no,
that
no,
you're
no,
s-
no,
that
like I
that
said, Steve, there's
that could
it.
that's
I
still
do
as
men's
a
groups.
that's a belief based on your lived experience, and I'm not diminishing your lived experience, but my lived experience is doesn't experience that. I've been as an 18-year-old. I was in blue where was it, Bloemfontein, South Africa,
Yeah.
in the 80s, with a group. I was the only black in the group. We had to travel by car from Botswana because
Hmm.
we couldn't fly. We were going to Johannesburg, and
Hmm.
we drove. We rented a car and we drove, and we stopped in this little town, and if it wasn't, I guess there was elements that if it wasn't for me being there as the non-white in
Hmm.
the group would not have experienced apartheid face
Right.
right
Okay.
up
Yeah. Yeah.
up
Yeah. Yeah.
front and close,
Yeah.
because the sign it was 80s, the signs were coming down but the feelings were still as just as strong.
Yeah.
And I didn't know much of I was a teenager. I didn't know much of world politics in that respect, but I knew of apartheid. There was the South African embassy in Trafalgar Square always had a protest out
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
to free Mandela. So I grew up with that. We grew up with that. You go
Yeah.
to the West End, you see the placards about apartheid, and I actually I was there, and I got turned out of a shop. I was able to buy food, but I wasn't able to eat the food in the shop.
Right.
Right, and I only say that because if my lived experience and narrative was that of righteous indignation or anger,
Mm,
that situation would have got away from me very quickly, right? If I
mm.
turn around and cuss out the Africana owner in his own shop, right? And okay, this is not the American South where people are they're not I know they're not there's a gun culture in I mean farmers have
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
weapons,
yeah.
but at the same time it's like who am I?
Hmm.
And the interesting thing is that I could wave my British passport till I'm blue in the face.
It
He's not
is.
looking at my passport, he's looking at my
No.
skin,
Yeah.
right? So I'm just saying that from my lived experience, if I chose anger as my identity or my belief in that moment, it would have been a very different outcome.
I hear what you're saying in relation to particular experiences,
Mm,
but what I'm talking about is, say, as men, and I'll say men because it's not just black men, it's men.
hmm
Men have been told, shut your feelings down,
hmm
shut them down, don't express them, man up, don't cry,
hmm
don't this, don't that. So the natural progression from that is that when things get uncomfortable, you express that hurt and that pain and the situation. You can describe the situation, but the actual feeling of it, you've been shown men express things through anger and whatever. We've been
mm
taught that. That's that's factual. We've been
mm
taught that.
hmm
The degree to which we express it is different, but on
Yeah.
the whole, we do that. Black folks, we're loud, we're
hmm
expressive.
hmm
Rah, yeah, yeah.
I blame it
So
on the women. The black women are expressive. That's why the black men have to be expressive.
you get me? But if it's not contextualized, yeah,
Mm,
which it's not, you're viewed as being aggressive and
yeah.
angry,
Yeah.
whereas you might not be because
Yeah.
your tone, your, your
Yeah.
your your gesticulations, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
Now I know when I'm angry, I go quiet.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I just shut. It's like I shut down,
Yeah.
and in my head, it's like, yo, bro, there's two ways this is going: hard way, the easy way.
Yeah.
Which one? Yeah, and it's that. So it's having that awareness
Yeah.
and understanding. Okay, even if I'm in that state, how do people respond to me when they're telling me I'm angry? When I
Mm,
know when I'm angry, I shut up.
yeah.
I go quiet. So how can you tell me that I'm feeling this
When
because
you
it
don't
doesn't
know.
match your experience of
Yeah.
anger? That's yours. You
Yeah.
keep that over there because that's not me. And
Yeah.
if I say I'm not angry, if I'm speaking to you, it might not sound the way you want it.
Yeah.
I might cuss some bad word, but
Mm,
I'm not angry like you think I'm angry. I might
yeah.
be being aggressive, but angry and an aggression is two different things.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated, do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel intolerable or whatever. There's different
Yes.
it's
Different
that,
words.
but there's these blanket things, and then there's a supposed norm how you're supposed to act.
Mm,
Based on what? And that's what I'm saying. Being
yeah.
a scientist and being in this space and having had all that education through the guru and from the guru and the practices and whatever else, you're not talking to some stupid guy that don't know nothing.
Mm,
I know what I know, and I know this, not outside, but inside.
yeah. Yeah.
So who are you to tell me what it
Yeah.
is for me when that's your stuff? You keep that where it is.
You know what? And you're touching on something because you work in you work in that social services space.
Yeah.
And so you've shared that before, and And it, as you're sharing that about cultural differences and cultural norms, cultural differences i- that are non-conforming to the place you find yourself,
Yeah,
that becomes a challenge.
yeah,
And this is the and it's another big topic as well, because you got you got two black men over 50 talking about how we can be misrepresented or misperceived based on how people think we should show up. And the classic one is pain tolerance in black women. And there's studies done on this. And I've listened to articles on this, whereby um, and I think Carla's actually mentioned this. If she suffers from not suffers, sorry, that's the wrong word. She doesn't suffer. She lives with um, sickle cell.
right.
So she could have an episode where she's in pain,
Hmm.
and despite the pain on a threshold being, it could be an 8 or a 9, whereby you'd be writhing in this pain
Mm,
through sickle cell. And I can't even imagine what that's like to have that sort of inside pain. It's one thing breaking an arm or cutting yourself, but when you've got that sort of pain through sickle cell, it's not pleasant.
mm,
I've got some family members that I know experience it as well, and she has to show up calm enough to get help,
yeah.
because if she showed up in the pain that she's in, they would cart her off somewhere to think that
Yeah.
she's not sound.
Mm,
Or, and she said this, I mean, that they would think that she's coming in with some other ulterior motive to get medication,
mm,
which it just it's just sad, because you have to show up a certain way to get the help, because it's not the norm for how you are. You can't run up there cussing and blinding and waving your arms around, because you'll get a different kind of treatment
yeah.
other
We
than the one that you want, right?
definitely. I mean, it's like I've got these trapped nerves in my neck, and literally the pain is there 24 hours a day,
Mm,
and it's a dull ache, and it's just there, and it's all down my arm, and if it gets bad, it gets into my legs and everything.
wow.
I'm in pain. That's why I've gone to the chiropractor and had the
Yeah, yeah,
massage and whatever, and they've said what it is.
yeah.
But when I've looked at it for myself, people expect us to act in this logical way, this normative way.
Mm,
Life ain't logical.
right.
It's feeling,
Yeah.
and we don't measure. So all the studies and all the pain tolerance and it's a logical process where they're measuring your tolerance to, but they're not asking you about, and that's physical pain. They're
Yeah.
not asking you about the emotional and psychological pain, and that's linked to stuff that the medical world don't even want to look at or acknowledge fully, because you've got energetic stuff. And this is what I'm saying. When I've done my studies, I worked in pharmaceuticals, safety and meds. They would tell you certain things about the way in which the body works, pharmacological
Hmm.
processes within the body and the neurobiology
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. When I did the same stuff with the guru, well, before I started working with the guru, I switched because the stuff that I found out working in them places, I just thought there's not a chance I'm going to take medication if I don't have to,
Right. Right.
because there's so much they don't tell you.
Mm,
Yeah. And I know that factually, not
yeah.
because it's factual and I can share.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, I'll try holistic stuff. So I did. And then when I
Yeah.
started learning with the guru, she's talking about your energy body and the different, how it functions and your chakras and all
Yeah.
these things. But that information's been out there and it's out there. Anyone can access it.
Yeah.
So you meet people energetically first,
That's true.
not physically. And if the energies don't align
Yeah.
and the energies don't match, it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It should be that's okay. It's like there's nothing that says that you have to be compatible.
Yeah. But what it is, and this is what I'm saying through what I've understood, I'm not saying what I'm saying is right, because
Hmm.
what I've understood is that if it's uncomfortable, that person's energy has interacted with your energy and it's showing you something. What is it about this person that they're reflecting back to me
Hmm.
that's making me feel this way?
Hmm.
And your mind will tell you because it'll bring up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because we're not fully aware,
Yeah.
we dismiss a lot of it.
Yes.
We
Delete.
don't listen to the conversations in our head.
Hmm.
We don't feel the sensations or the emotions. We don't name them. We just go through life, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. We just do what we have to do. And it's only through the guru that I've, right, okay, shit. I never considered
Yeah. That
that level
approach.
of
Yeah.
depth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I do know, and the funny thing is, she says, please don't take what I'm saying to you as gospel.
Right.
You test it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember it, it was scary. The experience was scary because I went out and I went to a club. And it's a nice, pleasant place. Venue was really nice, everything.
Mm.
And I thought, right, let me see, let me test this.
Mm.
So I did some brief breath work in the club.
Right.
And I shut my eyes and I stood in the corner kind of thing where people couldn't see me. I'd done
Yeah.
the breath work. And then I opened my eyes and I stepped forward. And what I seen in people, it was scary.
Mm.
They look like animals. No, I'm serious to God. They look like animals. It's like you've taken away all the mask.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, this is some scary shit. This is some,
You saw it was you saw it was just breath work you were doing in the corner.
yeah,
I'm joking.
nah, but that's what I'm saying. But then I've kind of like understood people do drugs, substances
Yeah. Alter their state. Alter
to
their.
reach the high.
Yeah.
Whereas if you learned how to breathe, you can reach that high. Yeah.
It's a level. It's another. It's a next
Yeah.
level of that.
It's a
Next level of
next
awareness. Of awareness.
endless.
And I like what you said about we meet people energetically first,
Yeah.
because I'm seeing a lot more of that in my circles, and it makes me wonder that statement's always been true,
Yeah.
but it's a statement that I've not always been, like you said, been aware, consciously aware of it,
Mm,
that we meet energetically first. And one of the things about meeting energetically, understanding that an energetic interaction it precedes any other interaction, is
yeah.
that you have to be there has to be an acknowledgement, or an awareness of your own energy,
Yeah.
and there has to be a willingness and a receptivity of somebody else's energy,
Mm,
for no other reason but to learn.
yeah.
There's no I don't walk around with ulterior motives to meet people. i
Mm,
i would rather I would rather be in a space where i am I am raising my energetic awareness, so that I can be receptive of others, even if they don't know that they meet that way, even if they don't know that they meet someone energetically first themselves.
yeah.
I can I can maybe help tune them in a little bit more by being aware of my energetic
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
You know, I'm involved in some work that it requires me to meet people. You know,
Mm, mm,
uh, meet people that I don't know, and part of that is it's interesting if you are fearful and nervous and you've got trepidation about meeting somebody, that shows up in your physiology. I mean, we know that from
mm,
NLP or different practices that look at the physiology. But even
mm.
before it shows up in your physiology, it shows up in your energy,
Yeah.
you know, because that is the thing that is outside of you the furthest.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know, if you're thinking of, if it, I mean, without getting all, it's not even getting woo woo. It's like, if my like, I don't think you've mentioned this, but if my energy extends beyond me by 3 feet, okay,
Mm,
if in a neutral space, I'm not underwater, if, and I'm in a neutral space, and if I perceive my energy extending beyond me 3 feet or 2 feet, that's my personal
mm.
space. Like when you're in a train
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
a you got a sense of your personal space. My personal space extends beyond my physical body,
Yeah.
right? Um, and then my physicality is the physiology. If I stand slouched, if I stand a certain way, you may be able to perceive that, oh, Steve's not happy, or Steve's
Yeah.
tired, or Steve's this. My physiology shows up, but my energy is beyond my physiology. And
And
then what's happening inside of me is inside of me, and you can't see that. That's for me to navigate and for me to work out. um, when you think about your energetic space and you show up in your best possible way with in your energetic space, it informs your physiology,
yeah.
and then that is either driven by or instigated from how you what you feel inside. I meet people expecting a positive outcome.
Mm,
Period. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I expect it to be positive,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like that shows up in my energy space. And if they are tuned, or their energy space is beyond themselves, then that's the first place we kind of meet. you know
Mm,
you see it, even before you extend your hand to shake
yeah.
someone's hand,
Yeah.
you've already thought about what that there was something that led you to that physiological
Yeah.
movement to extend your
Yeah.
hand to say hello.
Yeah.
All right, because there's some people that you might even there's certain circles or certain energy spaces where you think, no, the best way to respect their space is not to extend myself into their space, but to
Mm,
but to observe a bit more, or show them that I recognize there's a
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
physicality
Yeah.
that I don't want to extend to. You see that people are highly emotive. You got people who going through grief, or they're at a situation, a funeral, something's traumatic going on in their life. Some people go in and will rush them and smother them with
Yeah.
physical touch, if you like, or with that kind of
Mm-hmm.
calming, soothing. Other people will kind of just. I'm in the second camp. I would I would stay away, because
Right.
because I'm their energy space n- is more respectful that way.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm invited to,
Yeah.
then that's okay. But
Yeah.
like you said, it's interesting that there are spheres. I talked about this last week about the senses, and I was doing a course and it talked about 8 senses.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, and then Lonica, I think Lonica Smith joined, and she was saying there's more. They're working out even more than 8 senses, and even just that shift that says I grew up with 5 senses, and that was the only thing. It's like our parents knew 5 senses, right? And
Our
now we
parents,
understand
our
there's
parents
more
knew 8
senses.
senses. They just never spoke about it.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. The 8 senses
Don't
were
be no
around.
awful
Yeah.
frightened. They know about 8 senses. They're nature
Don't
people.
be.
They're grounded. They know about spirit and all them. They know. They
Don't
just
be.
didn't have the vocabulary to explain. This is what I'm saying. When I've gone through my things and I'm thinking, Ras, that makes sense. That don't make sense. What is it? And when and that's the thing, I suppose. It is a thing, but it's not a thing.
Yeah.
Most most people are brought up in a Christian value system, yeah,
Hmm.
and it teaches you certain things. It gives you assumptions and conclusions about who and what you are and how that functions
Hmm.
in you. As a family, we never went church, so we're not Christian. I'm glad. I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Mm.
So I later on in my life, I practiced Ifa, which is Yoruba tradition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very different. That's all about spirit, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
Then I met the guru, Hindu philosophy, Hindu tradition. Yeah, and it's all about inside.
Mm.
Yoruba was all about inside. And what blew me away is the practices that I got and that I was introduced to practicing Yoruba tradition
Mm.
were literally the same practices within Hindu tradition.
All right.
Yeah, literally the same. You have puja, you go to your shrine and you say your prayers and you light a candle and you got this, da, 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 da. Yeah, practically the same. It's just the language is different.
Right.
The understanding of how it works in Ifa and how it works in Hindu philosophy, how that works and what it does and where it takes you. But they both do the same thing. They
Mm.
take you in here
Mm.
and they help you to understand your relationship with life, not the
Mm.
world, life. The tree talks to you, the cat talks to you. Do you know what I mean? The weather speaks to you.
Yeah.
And when you've tuned into some of them things, you have experiences that show you, wow, there's way, 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 way more that we don't know about.
Hmm.
So much more. And it sounds complicated, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it because there's. I definitely, I'm off a mindset that says that we don't know. I'm gonna say we don't. We have a saying that says we don't know the half of it. It's not even half of it. We don't know the
We
fraction
don't
of
know
it.
nothing.
No, yeah, and 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 I'm just mindful of time here,
Mm.
but and as we drop into the patchway every now and again, I'm just thinking, how do you have people back in Jamaica, Barrington? Are you hearing from anybody?
No, it's funny. Our friends just returned
Oh wow,
from
got a
Jamaica.
got a
They
flight
went
out.
there. They've just come back.
Yeah.
The they went out the 25th for a family funeral, but they got sent back early. So they came back yesterday
Oh,
because
okay.
of the hurricane and everything, and
Yeah,
it's devastation.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
I've seen.
it's. But even that, that's what I mean.
Mm,
Even that is sharing something. It's telling a story
yeah.
about something bigger than we comprehend.
Yeah.
But it's for each person to understand what that is for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I always remember it sounds mad. People think I'm mad, but I don't care. It's like the weather. The weather is a manifestation of people's subconscious content.
Mm.
Ras, hurricane, hurricane,
Yeah.
yeah. But then, cause my neck, I I've been having salt baths,
Mm.
and when I'm having the salt baths, what I'll do is I'll like run the water high, and
Yeah.
I'll kind of like submerge myself,
Yeah.
so my ears are blocked off, so there's
Yeah.
nothing. What I can hear is what's happening inside,
Yeah.
and I heard the wind.
Mm.
You hear how your body's respond, and like it's all the elements. So I'm hearing the wind, the air inside of me, and it's like whoa. I'm doing the breathing, and I hear it. You can feel it calming down, and it's like that. So I'm like, wow, okay. But what I know about black folks, we ain't dealt with no trauma. People think it's just me as an individual. It's not. It's your ancestral line, and you're carrying it all here. So my interaction with you, we know things, but we don't know things. And the things that we're talking about, we know
Mm.
because we've experienced it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's still stuff underneath, under that surface
Yeah,
that we
it,
don't
it's
know,
that.
and we don't talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's powerful. As you mentioned, the bath. I think I shared on probably this platform before that. It's been a while now, but I did a there's these sensory deprivation pods.
yeah. I've been in them. I've
Yeah,
done that.
as you mentioned, sort of the immersion in a salt bath, the sensory deprivation pod was just for me. It was an amazing experience. I always felt the weightlessness. There's no sense of up, down, left, right,
Yeah,
and you have the option to have lights on, like a dim light in. I had no
mm,
lights on.
yeah,
um my eyes open and my eyes closed was the same amount of darkness, so there was literally no light in the pod. I had my
mm,
eyes open and I didn't know whether my eyes were open or not.
yeah,
And it took about it probably didn't take that long, but it felt like a good chunk of time for my brain to feel that it's okay not to have the five senses kicking
yeah,
in.
yeah,
But what happens is that, or even because I'd say the other three, the three bigger ones, vestibular in terms of where you are, whether you're sitting up or laying down, that's your inner
mm,
ear working out where you are in terms of balance. Um, Proprioception, which is like things that are around you, your sense of weight or gravity. You sit in a chair, you feel the chair.
yeah,
And then interoception is like, your internal feelings. I wasn't hungry, wasn't thirsty, didn't need to go to the toilet and anything. I was okay inside. I had no sensory stimulus around me. I had no sense of sitting down, laying down, standing up, and then none of my senses were necessarily activated. It sounds like torture, but once your brain trusts that it's okay, it is the most freeing space that you could be in.
yeah,
And it was bizarre. I mean, I felt like I could move my body without moving my body. I was thinking things. I was thinking about falling over, tumbling over. If I was in space where I had no reference for up, down, north, south, east, west, I could just, by thinking that I'm turning clockwise, I would turn clockwise. By thinking I'm turning upside down, flipping upside down, I would turn upside down just by my thought. And I loved that I could think something without sensory input to confirm whether what I'm thinking is
it's real.
happening and
Right.
feel safe. It's not. It's one thing if I lost sensation in my hand where I couldn't touch,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would
yeah,
be a concern,
yeah,
right? but if I'm in a space where my brain says, or I put myself in an environment where I can calm my brain down to the point where it's like totally bored. It's not looking for stimulus. It's not looking to see whether I'm hungry. It's not looking to see whether my arm is hurting or whether I've got clothes on and it's rubbing against my skin. It's not thinking about my eyelids going up and down. It's just it,
Yeah,
it's a very it sounds weird,
that's
um,
death.
but it's well, you see, but that's then though it puts you in a space where constructs have possibility. You can, like you say, it's is it death? I mean,
I'm
I
saying that because I've been there,
all
but
right,
I've also done the sensory. I've done the sensory pods.
right,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I've had lots of different experiences. Being around the guru does that.
mm,
So
yeah,
you're not you're there, but you're not there. You're
it's
outside of the physical parameters within yourself.
yeah, yeah,
The sensory pod takes you outside of that physical sensory parameter,
mm-hmm,
and it's like, but meditation does that
mm-hmm,
properly done. It
yeah,
does that,
yeah,
and it's like, right, okay, so because you've had them experiences, you literally become more aware
yes,
of the stuff
yes.
that's real or not.
Yes, yeah. If you listen to noise all the time
Yeah.
and then you go to a quiet place, then then when you're introduced to noise again after being in a quiet place, you're more discerning, you're more sensitive to those
Yeah.
noises that you weren't listening to when it was just
Yeah.
so it's the same kind of thing.
It's
Barrington, man, this is good. This is I'm, I'm sorry we had some technical issues to get you on, man,
no, man,
but
it's
you know
calm, man.
what? I mean, this there's so many lessons, and I always like to think of what's in it for us, and what's in it for an audience or someone that's listening to this, and there's we've touched on a lot of stuff in terms of whether it's sort of the cultural perceptions of emotions, in our lives, the sensory awareness of who we are, creating safe spaces, and not just safe space in air quotes, but actually understanding what a safe space could be like, and
Mm,
energetically safe as well as
mm,
physically, psychologically safe.
mm.
We and just talked about sort of the lineage and the history and sometimes the inadvertent, the extra baggage. You didn't realize you're flying and then someone's giving you an extra bag to carry and you got to
It's
but
humanity, man, isn't it? It's like
actually
it's good. I would say for me, a space like this, it's safe, and I can be personal and speak about personal things that are happening, but also I recognize I can share my experiences, and that might help somebody, support somebody, they reflective with somebody, or and it's good because it's recognizing there's things we have in common, there's things that we don't have in common, but we're still able to relate, and develop and build connection,
yeah.
and it's a good thing. But I realize that's what I need right now
Yeah.
in my life. I need to have different people, different spaces, so I can see me. It's
Mm,
like, going back to the thing that the guy saying, like, Rash, you're an informer, yeah, white boy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm black like you, bro.
mm,
Do you know what I mean? I'm black. Look, you're black, I'm black. The context of our upbringing might be different. I didn't grow up in a, predominantly Caribbean community. I brought up in the suburbs, but they were black families.
mm,
Does it make me any less black? No.
mm,
I'm just not a cultured to what the masses are.
Yeah.
But you're going to grade me based on your perception of what black is.
Not
People
right.
do that, and
Yeah.
it's acknowledging that that's okay. People do that, but I'm going to push back when you're telling me that my blackness ain't your blackness. No, it ain't. It's not, and it never will be,
Mm.
because where I am within myself, these things I've learned that are not going to reduce me to the herd. And if that's a thing,
Yeah.
okay, cool,
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
you know. But yeah, give
Yeah.
thanks, Steve, man.
I give
Thank you.
thanks, man. Definitely, and yeah, and those listening, yeah, drop me or Barry a link in. We're both on LinkedIn. Find us and
I've got you. I'm
connect.
already following you
Yeah,
on the
yeah. No,
thing.
but I'm saying I'm just this is because it's a live that's going to be on my thread. So I'm just saying that there's some stuff here that yeah, if we're here to help and to serve and to encourage and empower and lift up and all the good things that you'd want from real interactions and not not just trying to gain likes or whatever. And give a thought and a shout out to Jamaica.
Yeah.
I said not just, I mean, this close to our hearts. It's our heritage. It's the land of out of many one people. It's the land of wood and water. Um, and it's gone through something that is going to take a while, a
Oh
good
gosh,
while,
man.
to come back to some sense of normalcy. And I'm no doubt I'm going to see some of that after. I'm going to see that aftermath when I'm there later this year. But it's definitely give it some thought. And if there's ways to support, then do so.
Mhm.
And yeah, just yeah, it's a whole thing with climate change and what that means. And if we're carrying weather within us, maybe we need to sort of think about how we show up in the world, because
Mm.
we're affecting the way the world spins. Um,
Yeah.
that's
I've sent you
another
two
discussion.
links. I've sent you two links
Yeah.
for the guru and her charity, because
Okay.
she's her mission is to make all of the Hindu philosophy accessible to everyday people. And having worked with her for so long, I can tell you it's awesome and it's
Yeah.
liberating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of the journey. Some people go, oh, don't be afraid of the journey. If you're ready to embark, then um, you know, go at it,
Mm,
grow, and go out there and grow.
hmm
That's important. Barrington, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Bless.
This been great. Thank you. I'll be back. I'll be at a 4:30 spot next week, because that will be
Okay.
because the US have moved their time clock. So I would have started sort of at 4:30 rather than 3:30 today. And see if
Right.
we get some folks back. But thanks for joining.
Yeah, man.
Peace. All right, and I'll talk to you soon. All the best,
All
buddy.
right, man.
All
Bless.
right.
Thank you. Bye
All right.
bye.